Welcome back, boys and girls, to another exciting TheKillerNacho Wi-Fi battle. And this was a battle done in the last stream against a guy named milkpans, and he wanted a PU battle, so a PU battle he is going to get, which of course is Smogan's lowest tier. And we're going to be seeing some interesting things here. In fact, he's bringing probably two Pokemon I've never seen in a Wi-Fi battle. Plusle and Floette, which, you know, the actual maybe good version of that form, or version of that Pokemon, the Eternal form, isn't out. So this is just a regular one that I assume that he's using Eviolite with. So there you go. I'm going to go ahead and lead with my Lievany, and this is probably the best Sticky Web user of the tier, so I'm just going to go ahead and go for that. He does lead with Flareon, which is what I didn't want to see. But, of course, I do have the Focus Sash, so I know I'm going to be able to live at least one hit, as long as he doesn't burn me with that Flare Blitz, and indeed I do. Now, I don't really think I have anything to really hurt Flareon, but unfortunately, obviously this thing hits ultra hard. It has a, it's its highest stat. I'm just going to try to do some damage with a resisted move, but he's just going to go ahead and Quick Attack, which is Flareon's only priority move, which I thought he might have, but thought, yeah, it was probably not worth risking a Flare Blitz switching into something else. So I'm just going to go into my Mesprit, and I am bringing Choice Specs Mesprit, which can hit ultra hard as well in PU. And, yeah, I'm just going to go for a Psychic, and that's going to be able to take that thing out. So in comes Floette. And, yeah, obviously it's the pre-evolution of Florges, so it can kind of fit the same role of a special wall, not to mention a defogger, not to mention, you know, a bunch of other cool stuff. I mean, it's a fairy, so that's always good. So I'm just going to go to my Haunter, which is my poison type. He's going to go ahead and protect to see what I'm going to do. He tries to Toxic me on the switch. That doesn't obviously work. And, yeah, I'm just going to Sludge Bomb, and I see no reason not to keep going for it. He's going to go into his Miltank, which is probably his best bulky Pokemon on his team. Probably the Pokemon that I was worried about most going into this match. And not only do I do about half, thanks to my Life Orb, but I actually get the Poison as well, which is going to confirm the 2-hit KO, and that's pretty awesome, getting rid of this thing just in 2 hits from my Haunter. And Haunter is a really neat Pokemon to use in PU. And you don't even need Eviolite with it. It's not really going to help that much because Haunter has pretty pitiful defenses. But it's basically a mini Gengar. Its stats really aren't that much lower. And it actually still has Levitate, so that's always helpful. Anyway, so he's going to go into Mr. Mime. And I don't know what he was thinking here because he's weak to both, you know, Ghost and, you know, Poison moves. So that seemed kind of like a questionable choice at the time. He's just going to lose Mr. Mime. And, yeah, that's pretty much for no reason. Anyways, he's going to go into Plusle. I'm not entirely sure what this thing's going to try to do. I don't know if I can kill it in one hit, so I'm just going to try to Destiny Bond. Instead, he goes for a Nasty Plot, so I end up giving a free Nasty Plot. I actually thought he might outspeed me, but I guess not. It ends up actually being a Speed type. So I guess, you know, I didn't know this at the time, but it is a Speed type. And he's actually going to Encore me, trying to Encore me in a Destiny Bond, although that's kind of fail because I can't Destiny Bond twice in a row. But he ends up actually getting, you know, the speed tie here. So I actually thought I was faster, and he ends up winning that speed tie after locking me into Sludge Bomb. And he ends up, yeah, being able to take care of my Haunter, which kind of sucks. Anyway, I go into my Lapras. I actually think there's a misclick, but I'm like, you know what? I have Assault Vest, even with a Nasty Plot. I'm not 100% sure he can kill me with a Thunderbolt. So there you go. I end up, you know, taking that super effective Thunderbolt at +2 because Lapras is just that bulky and taking it out. So I also have Hydro Pump on this thing. I want to see how much I can do to this Floette, so I'm just going to go for it. And as you can see, this thing is definitely EV'd to have a lot of special bulk. And with the Eviolite, it definitely succeeds because that Hydro Pump does not even do half. And I know he has a reliable way to recover his health, probably in Wish. So I'm just going to go into my Stoutland. I believe I chose a Choice Banded one. And, yeah, I just want to hit this thing hard with a physical move. Unfortunately, his last 2 Pokemon are kind of both walls. And he has one physical wall and one special wall. So he's going to go into Avalugg now, which obviously is the physical wall. This little table made of ice thing. But it has a ton of physical defense. There's a Choice Banded Return, and it does maybe 25%. Of course, he just went for the Wish previous turn, so he's going to get that all back. And I'm like, okay, not staying in here. Going to go into my Lapras again. So maybe try to hit it with a special move, but he can pretty much go right back into Floette for free. And he's just going to go for an Avalanche that is going to be X4 resisted, so it's not going to be able to do much to me. And he's just going to go right back here into Floette, and I really don't have much to do. I think I try to go for the Hydro Pump for as much damage as I can. And I think I end up... No, I hit this one, and then I try to go for it again, and then I miss. So Unfortunately, that gives him pretty much a free wish, because that's what he's going to do. And, yeah, he has that wish up, so he can just protect to heal Floette next turn, or he can go into Avalugg, depending on what I do. And I decide to go out into, I believe, where do I go? I go into my Kingler, who's obviously a physical powerhouse, especially in PU right now with Sheer Force, and he just got Liquidation, which is neat. I'm just going to go for a knockoff, though. I was trying to get rid of the Eviolite on this Floette to make it, you know, somewhat killable, but he's just going to go ahead and protect, and I think I decided to switch out here, predicting Avalugg. So I'm going to go to my Mesprit. Like I said, in choice specs, I'm hoping that I can still do decent damage to the Floette, hopefully a 2-hit KO, but I was actually anticipating the switch into Avalugg here, and now I have him within a rock and a hard place, especially if I can 2-hit KO that Floette, and we're about to find out, because that's what I'm hoping for. I'm hoping, because if I can't, then this duo kind of just walls me. So I'm hoping that I can 2-hit KO with Psychic, a spec Psychic against this thing, and yeah, that looks to be a 2-hit KO, which is fantastic for me, because being able to take this thing out means his last Pokemon is Avalugg, who, while he can take some physical hits really nicely, unfortunately for him, he's not going to be able to take special hits that well. If I can't kill him, and actually I'm killing him one shot, so this thing doesn't apparently have Sturdy, like most Avaluggs do. I think he said it was for, he made that for like a snow team, so it had Ice Body. So, there you go. Although, just be real, usually you don't need Sturdy in Avalugg, but anyway, today's question of the day is going to be, which Pokemon's base stats don't really make sense to you? Not, you would want a Pokemon's base stat to be different, but one that, you look at it and it's like, wait, how is its base stats? How does it have this much of this stat or not, enough of this stat? As for me, I'm going to go ahead and say Miltank. It's always kind of bothered me that this thing has, the base 100 speed category, but it's like a freaking cow. And it's fat. I mean, it's a cow. I mean, it's not that fat, but I mean, its defense stat and HP stat I'm okay with. It makes it a pretty cool tank, but people don't realize how fast Miltank is at base 100. That makes him faster than a lot of Pokemon that actually look really fast. For example, Pikachu, whose like whole thing in the anime is supposed to be about speed. Yanmega, Electivire, freaking Darmanitan. There's a lot of Pokemon that it just, a lot of birds. I mean, really, there's a lot of Pokemon that look pretty fast. I mean, it's just as fast as Charizard. Let that let that sink in. So yeah, leave a comment about that. Miltank definitely isn't the only Pokemon whose base stats don't really match what it looks like or what it's supposed to be. So yeah, leave a comment about that. Thanks for watching, and see you guys again next time. Later.